What up, everyone? Welcome to Brothers Grin. Got a story here from you. This is a what I would do from Reddit. It's not that long, and I thought it would be a little interesting just because. And so let me get right into it. Next door neighbor. My partner and I bought a house over a year and a half ago, and just a week ago, I found out my next door neighbor is a county judge, not just any county judge, but the same judge that everyone hates in the county, as they are known for letting known pedophiles off the hook. I honestly feel disgusted and want to let them know I know without telling them what do I do. And as I said, this
Oof.
isn't a long one. It was just kind of interesting to me because we've all had a bad neighbor. I mean, in my 20s, I was probably
Oh
the bad
God.
neighbor to somebody, bumping my music, partying, drinking, things like that. But like, you're like county judge, just like making the most heinous verdicts and stuff. Like, you can't really start being a dick to this dude because he's in the legal system
Yeah, he's gonna
and he's a judge. He
cops are gonna
probably
start
has
tailing you
connection,
and stuff. Oh no, they don't do
right?
that.
But like, and
You're like, yeah.
they didn't specify really, like they just they're like, found out and disgusted with how, letting known pedophiles are like, do you know this for a fact? Are you listening to hearsay and, things like that? But you have to be very careful when it comes to that. As like, if it was just a regular neighbor and like, maybe you were like, they're on the Megan's Law list and shit, red ping all day and shit. You're like, oh, that might be a little rugged, but also like, you know, check your neighborhood before you buy a house, man. That's part of the process as well. Like who's around you.
Yeah, you can look that
Like,
stuff up nowadays, you
mm,
know?
well, I mean, I checked the Megan's Law list out here in Reno, bro, and like that
Oh,
sucker, it's like
it's lit up
a who's
pins
who.
everywhere.
You're everywhere, cascading the
360.
city,
Dude,
just
people
red pins, red
isn't
pin,
some
red
of those
pin.
though like you if you get like indecent exposure for like peeing in public and stuff, and some of them are
Yeah, but that's what everyone says. I think a lot of it, and I'm not zooming in on these and finding details. I just checked the greater area just to see what it looked like, and I was taken back by it. I was like, "Oh dear God!" But
yeah.
I think a lot of it out here is prostitution. People, when I used to watch the morning news, when I used to go to work at 8, and I'd get up at like 6 and have my coffee and eat my breakfast and stuff. I'd watch the morning news, and it was so crazy when I first moved out here because every morning there would be like all the people that got caught for fucking eliciting prostitution downtown Reno,
Oh
and it was just
gosh.
like a couple dozen mugshots.
Poor fellas.
Just so sad. Just
I'm
then
divorced.
it's like, but they're like
Half.
they would name these dudes off, and some of them would be businessmen,
Yeah.
freaking couple like religious folks, things like that, and it's just like,
Pastor at the
oh, you got
church, you're just
caught.
like, oh no. Oh
On Sunday,
no.
you telling everyone to freaking be mindful and praise God, and then you going out trying to get some nookie from a streetwalker, like,
Oh,
dude, just the audacity, the audacity. Yeah.
damn, dude, that's
And
crazy.
tell us in the comments too if you had a really bad neighbor, and whether or for whatever reason it may be, like maybe they partied, maybe they're just filthy or an asshole or something like that, like house or apartment, because
Just
house is a little bit
inconsiderate. Dude,
different.
people are inconsiderate and
Especially,
it sucks, man. It sucks trying
well,
to stay in
having a bad
apartment
neighbor in a
buildings and
house is
stuff, you know?
definitely, well, I think I don't know if I told this story here before. My When I had my house before I sold it, I had a big tree in my front yard, and you can't control where the leaves fall. But my neighbor, they would fall in his yard, and I would rake my yard. I would clean my yard up, rake it, have my blower, have my weed whacker,
Did he blow them over onto
and
your yard?
what's up?
Would he blow them onto
Oh,
your yard?
100%. He would rake all the leaves and then shovel them back into my yard, but your boy here knows the law. So I had to roll up on him, and we're friends now. We're still friends. I see him at my work. I gave him some stuff for Thanksgiving that I got for free, at work and everything like that. Like, he's a really great dude, but in the beginning, like, we didn't know each other, but I had to
Yeah.
step to him correctly. I told him, I was like, I don't control where the leaves fall, and anything that falls in your yard, you're shoveling back and throwing it on my yard. That is illegal. It's considered littering. It is not my fault that the tree is the wind's
Yeah.
blowing the leaves into your yard before they hit the ground. And then on top of that, I was just expressed the fact that it was illegal. You can't do that. And because he cut down his tree, and so I think it pissed him off more because he's still dealing with thieves, but it significantly drops the property value out here because it's high desert. Like, people want to have a tree in
Yeah,
their
I
yard,
get it.
because I thought about cutting my tree down, and then I looked it up, and they were like, no, 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 don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, freaking, it's in. And so that kind of stuff is all crazy. But yeah, that was the last real like kind of neighbor situation I had, especially as an adult. Like I'm very straightforward. I have no problem telling somebody to mind their shit and be on like don't I ain't the one. Don't test
Yeah.
me. Like I'll hit you with facts. I'll have receipts for everything opposed to just assumptions and perspective or perception like, "Oh, you shouldn't be." It's like, "Listen, man, it's not like I'm out here being neglectful. It's just I can't control when the leaves fall, bro. I can't control when the weather gets windy
Yeah,
and
I
which way
heard
the wind
in Kentucky
blows."
it's bad, dude. Some people cut their grass and then blow it like right on the road, and they're not worried about motorcycle guys and stuff. And
Oh,
it
that's
it it,
ass.
it gets crazy, dude. That's riding a motorcycle out here. I give it to these boys. I mean, I'm a nut on a motorcycle, and I wouldn't ride one out here.
Yeah,
There's no helmet law, and I see guys without helmets, and I'm like, dude, I dodge deer and raccoons and possums and stuff all the time. I was like, you stabbed that front brake one time on accident, and
bro.
that moment, dude, you're whoo,
I
like,
As somebody who has slid their nugget across the ground in a full face helmet going
yeah, me too.
55 miles an hour, bro, I will never wear a Scully or no
No,
helmet. I'm like,
no.
all or nothing,
I
brother.
tell people
All
that
or
all the
nothing.
time. Remember that Ford LTE that know me? My bike was on fire and all that, and I had a scratch
Hmm.
all the way around the helmet. Like I was like,
Dude,
nope.
my whole side of my helmet was just
Yeah,
ground
yeah.
down. Like, dude, I wish I still had a picture of it because, like,
That's
eye
nutty.
opener, bro. That could have been my face, bro. That
Oh,
could have been my
easy,
face.
easy. Gotta be
But
careful on them bikes.
let's get into it for you.
Okay, so I got one from Mom the Asshole here. It says, when my girlfriend and I first got together, we had a discussion about how we see things further down the line to make sure we were on the same page about children, marriage, etc. Neither of us wanted children, and she asked me about my views on marriage. I was honest and I told her I don't want to get married. I didn't see the point of it, and that marriage wasn't something that I wanted. I reiterated that this meant that we wouldn't be getting married in the future. She said she agreed with me, and we left the conversation there. We've now been together for over 4 years. She recently mentioned one of her best friends is getting engaged. She then asked how long before I start looking for a ring. I asked what she meant, since she knew my views on marriage. We know where this is going. Since she said, she said since we've been together for a few years, she thought that I would have started thinking about proposing. I asked why she thought that when I made my feelings about marriage perfectly clear, and she even said she agreed. She just said it's what people do when they've been together for a while, but I just repeated that I have no intentions of getting married. She said I've been leading her on, but I pointed out I've been honest from the start, and she's the one who chose to just ignore what I told her. She just repeated that I've clearly been leading her on and that I'm obviously not serious about her or the relationship. Am I the asshole for not changing my mind about the marriage? That's where it ends.
Man, I mean,
I don't like fish 4 years later. So do you want to get some fish?
I just said it in our personal conversation before
Yeah.
the video, and I'll say it again now. And it's not like unexpressed expectations are premeditated resentments, but this was expressed. So it's like, listen, man, if you're not about it, you need to start communicating these things, and you got to take people serious when they're putting up those boundaries
I
in
was hoping some
relationship.
of the fellows could comment on here that watch this, like times where they've been straightforward with a girl, like, hey, set those boundaries, set those things in stone. Like, this is not what I want. But you know how they hear
Yeah.
that? Oh, I can change him later.
Oh yeah.
I can fix him. Like it says down here in the
Or I'll
comments.
change his mind down the line, or
Yeah.
we're so far along he has no choice but to accept it.
Yeah.
Like that this shit don't fly, bro.
What sounds to me like is you got to be careful that she might have keep a homie baby. But you know what I mean? Down here it
Yeah,
says not the asshole, but
man.
it's time to break up. She's going to always
See
be
that
resentful, even though you told her the truth. She wants a husband. And man, that's hard. That's like you said, it's time to, it sucks putting that time into a relationship like that. And you got to do better background checking. But what do? You sit down and you
well,
tell them,
I mean, you got to take ownership though too, man. Like if you feel like that ain't if that expressed standard in the relationship isn't being respected, then you have to start evaluating that relationship and the longevity of it, man.
yeah,
The longer you stay in it, you're becoming more of a
this,
volunteer
this, uh,
than a victim of
This
circumstance.
comment right here says, not the asshole. You were honest, and at this point, I agree. You need to break up. This isn't your fault. She broke her own heart thinking she could guilt you into something she wanted. She doesn't have respect for your views and is hoping she can force you because you love her. My boyfriend and I have been together for 12 years. This is something we discussed from the very beginning. I do not have an engagement ring, but I do have a very beautiful canary diamond ring, just to let people know I'm taken. They're not legally
Mhm.
married or anything. They just have a ring. So
And that's the other thing too, like, I think out here, it's like if you're together
common
for I
law.
think it's over 10 years or some shit
Yeah,
like
they
that.
got stuff like
I don't really know.
you gotta really
Like
look into your states, the different states' legality on that. Like, if you sign into a
mhm.
hotel under Mr. and Mrs. or something, or if you live together
Like a
for a certain
gnat
amount of
flying around the
time.
room.
Heck, in some states now, you even have a domestic partnership, you can end up paying, like, palimony, you know what I mean? For if you're, like, dating and you're covering the
F
bills.
that,
Dude,
bro.
well, bro, you know what I mean? Like, people.
No, I get it, like, F that and, like, oh, that would be a ass, but, like,
Well, you
you
seen there's
gotta
that
take responsibility, man, you
video
gotta
floating
educate
around of the
yourself.
2 girls, it's like a feminist girl arguing for, custody and women's rights, and then there's the other girl, and she usually takes the guy's side of it to show the double standard,
Mhm.
and that feminist girl was just like, "But if we break up," and she's like, "But there's 50-50 custody. Do you agree that the father should have rights to have 50?" And the feminist girl was like, "Yeah, you know, that." And then the girl was like, "But if this 50-50 custody, how am I gonna support the kids and stuff?" She goes, "Just like the dad, you get a job." And everybody was
Yeah.
just lost their minds, like,
I saw that video, I
you
know
know,
which one you're
like,
talking about.
it's
That girl's dope for the simple fact that she's willing to give perspective in those harsh realities because she's debated I think there's a show it's a YouTube channel I
yeah,
think that might be on TV somewhere, The Young Turk,
yeah.
and a girl that used to be on there, she might I don't watch it, but she might still be on there, but she's the lady from that show, and she was debating her about stuff, and she was visibly upset,
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
man.
girl that we're talking about was just like, it's the double standard. How can what entitles you to this unrealistic expectation of money and like accountability on the man's side where you don't have to take accountability? Like, I'm paying half, but I get the kids for a weekend, and like, and why would you get any type of financial support if I'm taking them 50%? 50%.
And if any man is
Like,
like, "I wanna take the kids 50% of the time," he deserves that. He should have every right, unless he's, like, beating them or alcoholic or drugs or I mean,
yeah,
that's
no, of
X, Y, and
course.
Z, you know, but I
Well,
mean, if everything's legit.
very rarely will a court take the kids from the mother. It's in certain circumstances, and rightfully so, if those circumstances are what I'm referencing, like drugs, abuse,
Yeah, yeah,
instability,
of course.
stuff like that. But very rarely will a court take children from their mother. At this day and age, man, like, you
Well, it's
especially
I
when
feel
you
like
got
it's
like 3 babies daddies.
I feel like it's more designed to keep them off of welfare and keep them on you. You know what I mean?
No, no, I mean,
And then here's
don't
the
shirk your
kicker too, you
responsibility for
can't
creating a human.
and then she's like, "Oh, I get more custody and I'm gonna claim them on my taxes, even though you're paying all this money, dude."
Hell nah,
It's
bro.
nuts,
Hell
bro.
nah.
It's
All
nuts.
that shit's ass. That's just a
Well,
whole bunch of
hopefully
ass,
they let
bro.
us know in the comments, man, and we can see some,
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are,
we can
good
respond.
or bad, what your perspective is, and let us know, because these situations are definitely they're kind of interesting situations,
Real
and a
life
lot of
situations
situations
though,
that
no.
they're common things that people deal with on a regular basis all around the world.
Yeah.
Well, in the United States and around the world, a little different. I want to say that, but even though it might be true, I'm not. I don't know how it is. Oh, I live in Greenland and my neighbor's an asshole. Why? Oh, he wears fucking,
Yeah. Who
bought
knows?
stuff instead of knitting his own sweater. It's like,
Who knows?
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Cool deal.
yeah, yeah, cool deal. Till next time,
All
be
right,
good.
fellas. See y'all later.